And the comparison operator, you can compare using the 2 equal sign or 3 equal sign. 3 equal signs is used to compare the value as well as the data types. And this is for the not equal, are not identical, less than, greater than equal, less than equal. So in here we can use the control structures like selection, iterations, which can be done like if, else, switch, while, for, like those selection and the iterations. So these are some selections. These are some loops, so called the iterations. So these control structures are available in the PHP. So they are what we call the control structures because they are controlling your program. In general, once you write a program will run executed, or programmers are executing sequentially from the beginning to end, line by line. But that control can be changed. So you see the control structures. That is why I call the control structures. Basically selection, if then else, or loops, iterations, for, while, like loops can be used because these are needed in programming. Now this is an example how to use a selection. Now here we set the age as 60. Here we write if the age is less than 30, then you can say your age is less than 30. Else if means it is not less than, it is greater than. Then you can check whether your age is greater than 30 and again less than 40. Then you can see your age is between 30 to 40. Else you can say age is greater than 50 but less than 50, greater than 40, less than 50. If your age is greater than 40, less than 50, you can say age is between this. Else means it is larger than 50. So like this you can have the control structures. Then you can see the curly bracket is used to send the starting and the ending of each line. It is done by the curly brackets. So in this case I have given the age as 60. Therefore it satisfies this, then display that output. So that is how you can use this selection if control structure. Okay, next one is another important part in this PHP. So this is what we call the arrays. Now why are we using these arrays? Arrays are used to store more than one value, several values with the same name. You can store many values. Now, so otherwise what happen? You need to create many variables like this. Now if I want to store 3 different type of vehicle names, you need to create 3 variables. In that case you can create 3 variables like this and save the values, different type of vehicles. But if I have 300 items, how do you do that? Can you create 300 variables? Then if I go to 300 variables, it is very complicated and it's time wasting. Now let's say I want to enter 5 students marks. Then you can write $1 student 1, let's say S1, and you can save the values. Then next student you can write S2, $S2, second students, like you can store the values. Now here if I want to store 5 students marks, Then you can write each student's marks can be saved as, let's say, dollar mark 1, and you can save as, let's say, 75. And other students marks dollar marks 2, you can save, let's say, 90. And other students marks, let's say, dollar m3, and mark is 67, like that. Now like this you can write this variable and save the values. So here I have only 3 students. Then you can just create the 3 variables and store the values. But what happen if I have 1000 students? What should I do? Then I am going to write m1, m2, m3, m4, m6 like up to 1000. Then if I could do that, it is very complicated because you have to create 1000 variables. So it is not easy to create that way, variable like this. So in that case, we have an easy method to create any number of variables. That is what we call the arrays. By using these arrays, you can create whatever the amount of variables you want easily. So how do you do that one? In PHP, we have a function called as array. There's a function called as array. By using this function, you can create array. So then, instead of creating the 3 variable like this, you can easily create the variable like this. That is, you can use the variable name and use the function array and store the values one by one. So that way all the variables can be saved easily in one line. And if you want to count how many items are there, you can use a method called as a count. This will count how many elements. Now these are we call as elements of the array. Now what happens when you create array? It creates an array like this, and it is saved by this name $car, and here there are 3 values. These values are saved. So this value will be saved here, and this will be saved here, and this will be saved here, like this. That's what happens when you create array. Now the array values, once you create it, array values can be initialized like this, or you can initialize by the index number 0, 1, 2. This is also same. That means when you create an array, we have the index number. 0 means this one, 1 is this one, 2 is this one. When you do this way, automatically these values are placed. This will be placed here, this will be placed here, and this will be placed here automatically. But here we are placing this way also, you can place the values. Here we are creating storing the value for the index number 0. Here we storing the index number 1. Here we storing the value in the index number 2, like that. In both ways you can make the initialization. Okay, can you try to understand this output is correct? it correct? So you have created an array and store these values in the array. So it creates array like this, and first location it put the 120. Second location this will be placed. Third location this will be placed, and fourth location this will be placed, and next one this, and finally this. These are saved in the array. The index number is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then we are printing the 0th one. 0th one is which one? 120. Next one, first one. First one is how much? This one. Next is third location is this. Fourth location is this. And number of items, these given by the count. How many items are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Therefore it counts the items and display as 6. Now remember, the value in the array can be modified. So here you can see in this array, first element is 120. Next element is Toyota. But I am going to put first location as Nissan. That means this will be replaced by the word Nissan. And second one is going to be replaced by 400. This will be replaced by 400. Then if I find the first one, 0th location, what we have? Nissan. Next location, what I have? 400. Like that you can modify the value in the array. We don't need to keep the same value again and again. You can modify and insert the new values to the array. Similarly, you can add the new values to the array. Now in this case, this is the array. We have this is 0th location, we have this. First location we have this. Second location we have this. This is the third location, and this is the fourth location, and this is fifth location. So that means this array has 0 to 5. That means you have the 0th location, first one, second one, third one, fourth one. Like this is 0th location, first one, second one, third one, fourth one, and fifth one. Then what you do, you create the 6th location and insert this value that goes here to the 6th location. The 7th location, we put this one, 700. That means next location. The 7th location, that will be placed the 700. So when you print the 6th and the 7th location, you have these two values. So that is how you can add new values to the array. And then we can have array which is we call as associative arrays. This is a different type of arrays. So where you can access, now here you can access to the array use the index number like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like. So once you store the values, you are getting this value use the index number like this. But in the associative array, you can get the value by using a key. In associative array, always we have a key, this is a key, and the value pair. So always each element what we have, you have a key and the value. But in the normal array, we don't have that. We are accessing to the values using the index number. But here you can access to the values by using the key. It's a unique one. So here you can see Peter, and let's say these are the marks of the Peter for any subject. Then these are the marks. So these are the marks for subject. So in this case, when I write array name is age, when I write age of the Peter, that is actually I storing the age of the persons. If I want to get the age of the Peter, that says 35. Age of the Ben is 37, like that.